I've had my therapist since I was 15 years old.
How does she then adopt your baby? You talk to like your therapist is telling you that she's looking to adopt and you're looking to give up your baby and then it just happens?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, is this Lyle?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Natalie.
How are you? How are you, Natalie?
I'm good. I'm good, Geck. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling a lot better. I was really feeling horrible yesterday. And today I'm feeling much better. I'm still
That's
on
good.
the eternal pursuit for the answers, you know? But I think every day I get a little bit closer to some form of an answer, but I understand that there will never be any kind of final answer. But anyway, that's me.
Yeah,
What's
that's
what's
good.
up with you, man? What is it that you called in to talk about, if anything?
Well, I told the call screener that I put my daughter up for adoption, and my therapist actually has her.
Okay. Um, how old was you? I tell me the story. What happened?
So my daughter is about 6 months old when it happened. It was back in January last year, and I was like going through a lot of like postpartum depression, not anything like too serious. I was just questioning my own capabilities of being a single mom. And I talked to my parents about it, and my parents are pretty close friends with my therapist. And so they talked to my therapist a little bit about it, and I ended up finding out that my therapist was looking to adopt or foster even. So I talked to her, and within like about 48 hours of that conversation, she came and picked up my daughter and took her to her place and started paperwork towards an adoption. I ended up actually talking to like some coworkers who pointed me in a direction of one of their parents was like an adoption attorney. So I talked to her because I was kind of like skeptical about everything with how fast it happened. So, I talked to her, got her professional opinion. She thought the whole situation was sketchy just because of how fast it was and because it was my therapist that had her. I wasn't in like any sort of like unhealthy mindset that would put my daughter at risk of anything either. And so she said that she wanted me to pursue to get my daughter back, and so that's what I started to do.
She wanted you to what to get your daughter back?
To start pursuing to get her back, like in court.
So, okay, you gave your daughter up for adoption to your therapist, and
Yes.
now you are trying to get her back?
Well, I had a last court case, and basically, where everything at it is kind of finalized. Everything did happen really fast. One of the paperwork was printed out online. It was one that me and my baby daddy signed for our rights. So that part was like a really, really big red flag, and that's what made my attorney, wanted to wanted me to pursue like getting her back because she thought it was just like a bad idea. But later, I just talked to my parents and my therapist about it, and we just decided to keep it as is and have visitation.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
It says here that you're 22?
Yes.
Okay. Was this child planned?
No.
Okay. And when you found out that you were pregnant, did you have a conversation or a debate, or what was your thoughts about whether or not you wanted to bring it to term?
So,
what were your thoughts about that?
Yeah. So when I was pregnant, when I found out I was pregnant, I was kind of depressed. And I didn't see it more of like a burden, something that was going to make my life harder. I thought it more of, oh, like, I'm going to change for the better. I'm going to change my life around for this being, this human that's, like, you know, in my body. I'm going to better myself for her. I'm going to, you know, like, do whatever it takes to make this one thing happy. Like, I like created a purpose for myself to be a mom.
Okay. And that purpose, it's sort of like you adapted to the scenario to go, okay, maybe this is an opportunity to, you know, try to get a little bit closer to being the kind of person I want to become in service of this child.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And the father, what's his deal? Is he involved? Are you guys together?
He
What's
preferred
the story?
not to be involved. He's toxic, kind of narcissistic. It's not really something I wanted around my daughter.
Okay, so he's not going to be involved.
No.
Okay. And are you still seeing him?
What was that? Sorry?
Are you still seeing him romantically?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No,
do you still talk to him at all? Do you still talk to him?
I have him on Snapchat, and like the pictures I get of my daughter, I'll send to him, just because I feel like he has the right to be able to, you know, like see her as well. Not like in person, but like pictures, you know.
Okay, so is he asking for pictures, but he doesn't necessarily want to even be in, but he doesn't want to be involved or go to see her in person?
No, he's complicated. He's all over the place when it comes down to his feelings towards this. He originally wanted to help me pursue the whole thing, changed his mind halfway through, and then, you know, I was just like, I don't know what I was thinking, trying to get him involved because, you know, he hasn't changed.
Okay. So, you have the kid. How does it feel when you have the kid?
So I only have like visitation. So when I do go, it's like with like my therapist and her husband as well. So like my
no. I'm talking about. I know that you gave your daughter up at 6 months, but I'm talking about 1 day old. What are the feelings? What are the thoughts?
Oh, I was obsessed with her. Like I was happier than I've ever been my entire life. I discovered that a mother's love is like a genuine new type of emotion. It was truly a great experience. But
okay. And then tell me, over the course of those 6 months, what led you to make the decision to put her up for adoption?
So I have a memory disorder, and there were certain times, like certain days where like my daughter wouldn't fuss, she wouldn't cry, she was an excellent baby, so she would have a dirty diaper and she wouldn't fuss about it. And so I had to start setting alarms, so I made sure she had a clean diaper to make sure that I personally wasn't forgetting. And I look down upon myself for doing that. I'm like, a normal, quote unquote normal mom shouldn't have to do that. And so I thought that I would be worse for her, having to like do all this extra stuff to make sure I'm doing everything that I need to do. I just thought that she would be better off with somebody else who knew what they were doing and didn't have this this like wall, you know.
Okay, so you made a very adult decision to go, I love this person so much that I know I'm not going to be the best caregiver for them, and so I'm going to give them up
financially
to somebody who will.
or mentally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a mature decision to make.
I got a lot of negative feedback on it. I lost a lot of like the majority of my support system.
Why did you? Tell me what was your support
like
system?
The friends that I had.
Okay, what was their reasoning as to why that was a bad decision?
They thought that me and my daughter should be together. I got a lot of people that were happy that I was pursuing to get her back, but then, cut me off again once they realized that I, stopped doing that of just going for visitation and stuff. And
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now here's what's weird to me, and I'm sure what's weird to people who are listening, and is just a little weird. This is a little weird. Okay.
No, it's a weird situation.
Well, no.
Sure.
Well, okay, I mean, what you're going, the therapist thing is the really weird. And I want to kind of figure out what's going on here. So I assume you said, how long have you been seeing your at the time that you had that the child was born? How long had you been seeing your therapist for?
I've had my therapist since I was 15 years old, since 2015.
Okay, so a long time.
Yeah, she's like another parental figure for me.
All right. And I assume when your baby was born, you had a lot to talk about in therapy.
Yeah.
Okay, and what kinds of things were you talking with your therapist about?
I was mostly worried about my baby daddy sticking around, and he didn't, but that's okay. My therapist, she was great. She was telling me there's single moms out there. It doesn't mean you can't do it. Don't listen to what other people have to say. Your baby best, and she was doing great. She gave me really good advice when it came towards not listening to other people.
Okay. And then how does she then adopt your baby? You talk to like your therapist is telling you that she's looking to adopt and you're looking to give up your baby, and then it just happens?
Yeah, so I had to actually do more paperwork that was canceled. My therapist being my actual me going to therapy with her. So I got another therapist, and I see him now instead of her, but legally she couldn't still be my therapist and have my daughter as well as her mom.
Yeah, I was gonna say there seems to me to be a lot of conflicts of interest with this.
Yeah, that was the whole issue with court too.
Okay. So are you still now who is in possession of the child? Is it your therapist?
Yeah, it's still my therapist.
Okay. And did you find a new therapist?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask you what your new therapist's opinion? I want to know what's your new therapist's opinion on this entire situation? What have they told you?
The therapist that has my daughter, she referred me to the therapist I have now. They work together at a rehab I went to when I was really young. That's how I met the original therapist.
Okay.
So I know who this therapist is since 2015.
Okay.
As well.
Okay, so
I just didn't
what is their
with him.
What is his opinion?
So
on all this?
He doesn't think it's bad. He asked me more of my opinion, if anything. I don't think I necessarily know his opinion, because he's talking to me so much about how I feel about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Does he have any? Well, does he have any opinion on the conflict of interests involved in your therapist adopting your child?
I didn't necessarily talk to him about the conflict of interest. I was just her name's Annie. Annie has her, and like I miss her, but like he's like, oh, you're still able to see her. Just be grateful that it's her who has her because she's giving you like visitation and like, you know, like you fought in court against her and she's still like willing to let you see your daughter.
Okay. Tell me about this. Tell me about what's going on in court. Okay, so you give your daughter up for adoption to your therapist, and then you what made you kind of retract your decision to do that and then go to the court?
So I talked to Annie and my parents about everything, and I found out that Annie's attorney was saying that it's a done deal. Like you guys have her. There's no way you can she can get her back legally now because the adoption's finalized and stuff. And my attorney was kind of fighting to get my old therapist, Annie, her license taken away. She was telling me that's how I would get my daughter back, when in reality that wasn't the case at all. So I just like went to the court, like asked for a hearing, and I was just like, honestly, at this point, I feel like she is in the healthiest place for her. Like she's healthy, she's happy, she has a great support system. I'm able to see her, and you know, I just asked them to put an end to it.
So where are we at now? There plans for your daughter to return into your custody?
No. It's
okay.
She's gonna stay with Annie. It's not necessarily what I want, but it's honestly what I do believe what's best for her. Because I mean, I'm only 22. I don't have like the best job. I don't make that much money. Like she's like Annie makes a lot more money than I do.
Okay, so you're still in the mindset that caused you to want to give her up in the first place, which is just that you're not the best possible caretaker for her, and you know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you still gonna go visit her?
Yes. I FaceTime her, I get pictures, and I'm going to see her for Thanksgiving.
Are you hoping to or planning to be a active part of her life?
Yes. So I was actually adopted myself, and one of my biggest issues growing up was not having a relationship with my adopted family, because I missed and wanted so badly to have a relationship with my birth family that I couldn't have, because I mean, you know, they weren't there. So like, I know it's best for me and also best for her to stick around and be a part of her life.
Okay. So,
and it's more than anything what I want to.
So legally, your former therapist is going to be this child's mother, and you will be the birth mother, and you're all going to be involved in her life.
Yes.
Okay. And the baby daddy is out, but he gets Snapchats and stuff.
Yeah, he gets the pictures.
Okay. All right, so you told me that your therapist asked you a bunch of questions about your opinion about this whole situation, correct?
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts?
It's definitely a whiplash of emotion. There are days where I'm like, yeah, this is what's best for her, and then there are days like where I'm like, oh, I wish I continued to pursue in court. I wish I had her here with me. But I always have to take a step back and remember to look at that bigger picture. And I thought of it more of a could or should type of situation, if anything. Yeah, I can fight for my daughter back, but should I? Is this going to be what's best for her? Like, you know, it's all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing that you are making decisions with your top priority being what is going to be best for her. Okay. What's next for you, Natalie? Are you in school? Do you work? Tell me about your life, because you're very young. What do you want to do?
I am. I'm still figuring that out, because I had my mind set and basically a purpose for myself to be a mom, and now that's no longer in front of me. I actually had this conversation with like the guy I'm seeing like the other day, and he's just like, you know, just don't get in your head too much about it. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. I'm just trying to do one day at a time, keep myself happy and healthy, you know, keep a job. I think doing school would be cool, but like I just wouldn't know what exactly to pursue.
Do you have a lot of friends and family? I mean, like, what's your current support system look like?
I have a old high school friend. She's my roommate now. She's basically my support system. I struggle with trust issues with like my family and stuff, and they're extremely Mormon, and I'm extremely not.
Okay, so
there's a lot of
Mormon?
I grew up Mormon, left the church really at a young age, but definitely not something I believe.
Do you like your new therapist?
I do.
Okay. Natalie, I am a random guy with no training of any kind or no knowledge of any kind in anything. I just come on here and talk to people about their lives, and I try not to give advice or tell people what to do. But something is telling me right now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but what if I floated the idea around of getting a therapist? Because I know you said that this guy is like, you know, someone that you've known for a while and someone that knows this person that is the guardian of your daughter now. What if I floated up the idea of getting a therapist who is not remotely involved in this situation at all and doesn't know anyone that you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Because there is a lot of...
I definitely had that.
There is a lot of
go ahead.
conflicts. There's just so many conflicts of interest here. How are you feeling? Before we go, Allison, how are you just feeling in general?
Good. I mean, not terrible, not amazing, just content, you know. Okay. I try to stay optimistic about as much as I can.
Okay. Good. Allison, is there any other like aspect of this that we didn't cover that you wanted to talk about, or anything else you want to say to me or to the people at the computer, or, you know?
Yeah, it's Natalie, actually. It's Natalie, actually, but...
Did I call you Alice? Did I call you Allison just now?
You did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's just to the people at the computer, like, you know, life throws things at you, throws obstacles. Shit gets really, really hard, but keep chugging along. Like, you know, if you give up now, you won't be able to see what there is to come.
Thank you very much for calling, Natalie.
Oh, thank you, Lyle. Appreciate the time.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Let me think for 2 seconds. I don't. Sometimes I've been thinking a lot more about how I want to approach the way I do this podcast, and my favorite thing to do is to just talk to a person and get the story in their own words, and give as little of my own commentary as I possibly can. Although sometimes that's not true. Sometimes I do give a bunch of my own commentary. So look, definitely a conflict of interest there. With the therapist sounds like she's a little bit too involved in Natalie's life. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like a therapist should not. I feel like your therapist probably shouldn't know your family. They probably shouldn't be close enough to you to take custody of your daughter. It just feels like a lot. So I hope that Natalie can find a new therapist who has nothing to do with her family or her life or any of that stuff. I think that sounds like a much better way to go. And then as far as like this whole situation with the kid, I mean, fuck, man, that's some rough shit. That's some heavy shit. Sometimes I don't have anything else to say other than fuck, that is some heavy shit. But I hope her daughter, I don't know what I don't know. I'm not a child psychologist. I don't know what growing up in an environment like that with all these kind of unclear parental roles does to a kid. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what Natalie can do moving forward just for herself. Keep going, man. It was nice to hear that she was making decisions with her daughter's well-being in mind. Like, I did mean what I said when I feel like it's a mature thing. It takes a lot to be able to look at yourself and go, yeah, I'm not it for this kid. I don't have a job enough. I don't have a, whatever enough to be able to take care of the kid. So I'm going to put her somewhere where she will be taken care of. I think that's a lot. Thanks for sharing your story, Natalie. Geck bless you. Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
What's your name?
I am Aiden.
Aiden, what's going on with you?
Nothing much. So I called in because I need help with something.
Yeah, hit me.
So I just don't understand how people can do like weird shit in like Walmart or public in general, like pranks and shit. I've tried it with my friend. We can't do it. We can't stand the embarrassment. I just don't know what we have to do. What
kind of pranks are you and your friends doing in Walmart?
So well, like, I don't know, just like, I couldn't even tell you like a specific prank. Just like weird shit, embarrassing shit in general. I'm here with my friend. You can
What? How do you even? Okay, let me talk to your friend. By the way, can you take me out with the speakerphone? It's a little hard to hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. This is
Hi.
Ryan. Okay.
Hi, Ryan.
So,
Ryan, what pranks
how
are you and your friends doing in Walmart?
So basically, there's a lot of guys like I don't know if you've heard of like a YouTuber named Fulcrum.
I've seen the genre that you're discussing.
Yeah, but he will go into like Walmarts and other like I don't know like food establishments and stuff, and he'll just rip a blinker like on his cart, and then just go and like what does he do? What does rip a blinker mean? Ripping a blinker like on a cart. Yeah,
well, I know. I don't know what that means. Okay, let me ask you guys this. Okay, you guys are trying to make videos right? So you're going into public and you're
No,
afraid
that's
of.
the thing. We don't want to make videos. We just want to do it for fun.
Okay. What are you trying? Because listen, I've asked you guys, what is it that you want to do, and you haven't given me an answer, and I'm having. How are you unable to do a thing that you don't even know what the thing is?
Because that's not the issue we're having. It's more about getting over the embarrassment of it.
Yes, the embarrassment of doing what?
Well, so like, would you go out? I mean, I don't know if you would. But all right, so you've never watched like pranks like in public in Walmart, like on YouTube?
Yes, I have watched. I've watched pranks in public in Walmart. But I'm asking you what it is that you specifically are trying to do. If you don't even know what it is that you're too embarrassed to do, that you don't know that you're too embarrassed to do it.
So like, we'll go in, and like, I can't think of a specific one right now. I don't know. Like, what? Give me an example of a prank you've seen on YouTube or TikTok.
Me? I'm asking. I want to know from you. Okay, we're gonna reverse engineer this. Okay.
Right.
Who am I talking to? Ryan?
Aiden,
what are you hoping to get out of doing this?
just satisfaction. I mean, like, we're not making any. We don't want to make any videos, but it's just like something fun to do. Because like where we're from, like, there's nothing really to do when we hang out. So it's just, I don't know, something to do.
Okay, what do you guys want to do? You say that there's nothing to do where you're from, but you have the agency to go where you want and do what you want. What is it that you want to do?
Go to Walmart and do weird stuff.
Okay, what kind of weird stuff do you want to do at Walmart?
Like, go up to people and ask them weird questions. Have them talking to the mic.
Okay. Here, I can give you my take on that. I don't know if it's going to be helpful to you guys.
Okay.
Here, I do stuff in public. I film out in public. And my philosophy is I don't mind doing weird stuff in public. I don't even mind other people doing weird stuff in public. But there's two schools of thought when it comes to going out in public and doing weird stuff. There are people who do weird things in a very non-invasive way, and other people are invited if they desire to participate. That's what I do when I go out in public as a Gecko, when I set up my stand and people can come and talk to me if they want. And then there are the people, and look, I'm not going to fully shit on this because there are people who do this, like Eric Andre, who I fucking love, that do it well. There are a lot of people who don't do it, who do it very annoyingly, that I don't like. But in contrast to setting up a thing and inviting other people to be engaged in it if they desire, there are people who go out into public and do their thing at people. Like the fucking guy who takes the paper towel roll and puts it up to someone's ear and like whispers into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like yeah, don't listen.
Yeah.
I've been going on my podcast about not telling people what to do. Don't do that.
Yeah.
If you really want to go out and do stuff in public, if you really go out and do weird stuff in public, do it in a way that invites other people to be involved if they want. But don't go out and do annoying things at people, because then they'll just get pissed off and you're not really doing anything. Like, if you want to walk around in a fucking bunny rabbit costume and walk around Walmart and do your bunny rabbit dances and walk around the town square of Florida or whatever and do your bunny rabbit dance for money, go do that. Do something that invites people into it if they desire, but don't bring people into your TikToks.
All right. I could do that.
What do you think about that?
I could see that, but now the thing is, like, I wouldn't have the courage to get into a bunny costume going to Walmart. I'll just feel too embarrassed. Like, I'd probably like wear it but I wouldn't get out of the car and walk in. There's just going to be something stopping me. So yeah, like a physical barrier stopping me.
Interesting. What if your friend did it with you?
He's the same way.
Really? You guys both wouldn't do it together? I would challenge you guys. Do this. You know, it's when I first started doing this, I was afraid to walk around in a Gecko costume in my neighborhood because I was embarrassed. And now I go to foreign countries and walk around, and I don't really bat an eye. I feel very comfortable. The only way to get comfortable being embarrassed is to just exposure therapy your way through it. And by the way, I think the thesis behind what you guys are trying to do, which is be more comfortable with yourselves, to not mind being embarrassed, I actually think that that's a positive thing to be doing. And you should do it. You should go out in public in your bunny rabbit costume and learn how to not be embarrassed and feel like you're being perceived by other people. You should do it. Just don't do shit at other people.
Okay,
do you know
yeah.
do you understand the difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, word.
I get what you mean. You made me feel good from this conversation. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, you always make everybody feel good from your conversations, but from that topic, I'm surprised.
What?
Yeah.
Is there any other... No, I think about this a lot. Is there any other aspect of this or anything else in particular that you guys want to talk about or say to the people at the computer before we go?
No, you have a great show. Thank you so much. I love you.
Thanks, man.
And, yeah.
Good luck in your guys' bunny adventures.
Thank you so much. You too.
That's an important distinction, I think, because I have seen the videos that they're talking about. And I hate a lot of them. I hate the videos where people are like going into, like, there's these videos where these kids will go into Walmart and they'll be like filming, and there's a guy and he works at Walmart and doesn't even know what TikTok is. He's just doing his job. And he's like, hey, can you guys quit fucking around in the store? And then he's like, can you guys not record me while I'm doing this? And the kids are like, we're not recording. This is actually just a toy phone. It's not real. And it's like, why this guy? Why? I don't think you should fuck with anyone. But why are you fucking with this guy? And then everyone in the comments is like, why is this Walmart guy being such a Karen? He's doing his job. For God's sakes. Listen, I'm totally game for going out in public and doing weird stuff. But that's, to me, the distinction is, you know, go out in a public area and do you. I encourage going out in public and doing weird stuff. But just don't do it at people. Do it in a way that invites people to be involved in it if they desire, not, you know, running up to people with the fucking paper towel roll and screaming in their ear. So that's, I guess, what I wanted to get through to those guys, because it's a good thesis of a thing that they're trying to do, but I just hope they do it in a good way. I've seen prank videos done well. But also there are people who go out and do their thing at people, but it's not teenagers on TikTok. It's like Eric Andre or fucking Borat or something, and I love that shit. But if you're a 17 and you're on TikTok, you're just not as smart as those guys, and you're not going to be able to do it. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, who is this?
My name is Sydney.
Sydney, what's going on with you?
So basically, my boyfriend and I had been together, well, we still are together, for about like 8 months. But like 2 months ago, I like caught him just kind of in like a trail of lies. And since then, like I kind of accused him of cheating on me. And then since then, though, he's like treated me so differently, and there's been so many things that I've just noticed that he does. And all my friends, you know, are like, it's bad, you should break up with him. But in my mind, I feel like I'm just like overreacting, and I just wanted some advice.
You said you caught him in a trail of lies. What does that mean?
So it was just like one night, we were hanging out with some people, and these two girls came over, and we're like, he's 22. And these girls came over, and they said that they're 18 and all these things, and I didn't think much of it until then. They were like, oh, like, we were over last night, and I was never told that, like, they were over last night. And then when I, like, called him out on it, he, like, just didn't, like, said it didn't happen and it wasn't true. And then he switched up saying, like, oh, it did, but I just didn't tell you.
So
that was, like,
he
the
had
first thing.
he had girls over that you didn't know about?
Yeah. I didn't know
Okay.
them. He said that he knew them. And, like, to me, that still wasn't, like, that bad. Because I was like, oh, like, I
Okay.
wouldn't stop him from, like, hanging out with people. And I've
Okay,
never
tell me
been
about
jealous.
tell me about the thing in your mind that you observed about the situation that is really alarming you.
It was the fact of, like, I don't know, the fact that they're 18 and he's 22 was just, like, odd. Like, how do you know them? And I wasn't, like, in a way, like, I didn't come at him, like, saying he was cheating on me. But the second it was brought up, he got, like, super defensive.
Sure.
And that's what, like, set me to, like, thinking it was something different, because I wasn't even that upset about it. And then he just became so defensive over it, and, like, continuously is so defensive.
You said he's been treating you differently. In what way do you observe he's treating you differently?
He has always just been so nice. And then after that incident, he just is mean to me, like, for no reason. But then, like, if I say something, he falls back, like, I'm just joking. But, like, he never really joked like that before.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll
So-
accuse me of cheating on him.
Okay, so Sydney, listen. Aside from racking our heads around perceived evidence of something that we're pretty sure happened, but we're thinking about whether or not we're aside from that, like, strip everything away and just answer me. Are you feeling like being in this relationship is a positive thing for you in your life?
The way that I see it, I mean, most of the time it's good, and then it's just the moments when it's bad. It's, like, super bad. He just is so mean, and it's hard to just say, like, I don't feel like it's positive, because it is sometimes. But I can never tell if the positive outweighs the negative of it.
Okay. Tell me more about the positive of it. What is it doing for you beneficially to your life to be in this relationship?
I mean, he makes me happy when it's good. I feel like him and I are very similar. We just enjoy the same things. Every conversation is always good, and he's always there for me when I need him.
You said you guys have been dating for 8
But
months.
then there's just and, like,
no, keep going. What is there?
okay. I was just gonna say the main one, the other evidence, like, that I found was, like, there was, like, a bra that was found in his apartment, and people accused it of being mine, but, like, it wasn't mine. And that was suspicious to me. But he has roommates also, so it's not like it could be one of theirs. And then he said that, like, he was out of condoms, and I knew, like, how many he had before that. But then he did the, like, oh, like, I gave it to friends. But my one friend has hooked up with another one of his friends that he said that he gave it to. And, like, he didn't, like, ever use condoms with her. Which that could have changed, but it was recently.
Sydney, it sounds like this whole thing is stressing you out a lot.
It is stressing me out a lot.
Okay. How often throughout this 8 month? How often throughout this 8 month relationship? Like, think about the feelings of stress that you're feeling right now. Forget about the facts, and we're gonna do the feelings here. This feeling of stress of, did this happen, and is this all these, like, is that something you've felt recurringly throughout these past 8 months?
Not in the beginning. It's the recent, like, past 2 months.
Okay. Does the stress that you're feeling right now feel like it is worth it to continue being in this relationship?
In the beginning, it didn't, but the more that I sit on it, I feel like almost like I gaslight myself into like being like it's not what I think, and I'm not upset about it. But I think I am still upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel more just like...
No, please keep going. How do you feel?
You can go ahead. I was just going to say, I feel more like I just try to ignore it and push it aside so much now that I'm like, just okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole thing about gaslighting yourself, in really any situation, it's very hard to tell, am I overreacting to this, or, right, as you said, are you gaslighting yourself? I don't know, and I'm not an expert on anything, but I'm thinking about this, and to me, the facts of what happened is less important as the bottom line of, is being in this relationship making your life better or worse? That's the bottom line here. And again, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I think you should meditate on your what else is going on in your life, by the way?
Well, I just like moved and I have a new job now and like have been through a lot of change in the last like 2 weeks.
Okay. Is it positive? Is it change that you're excited about?
Yeah, and I'm like very proud of myself a lot of the time from it too.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so there are other things in your life aside from this relationship that are making you feel good about being alive.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great to hear. Because again, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I think you should. Let me put it like this: you should take everything, take all the aspects of your life. The new place that you're in, your friends, your job, this guy, your fucking dog, your hobbies. Lay them all out on the table, and do a little housekeeping, and say which of these things are positively adding to my life. Which of these things do I want to continue to invest my time and energy into, and then which are negatively impacting me and maybe are not worth investing my time and energy further into, and clean house a little bit.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
Seems like what I gotta do. That sounds good.
Okay, good.
It feels more beneficial to think of it that way than like, I don't know, obviously my friends are instantly just like, just break up with him and all that, so.
Well, because here's why I don't want. I'm thinking about this, and fucking people can go back and listen to phone calls that I've made, and I'll probably slip up in the future. I'm thinking about like, I think you should arrive at your own destination of what you feel like you should do. And I think if I could give you that framework of thinking about it, do that and see what comes out of it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For sure, man. Sydney, is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go?
Okay, this is Isabella. I'm Sydney's friend. I'm the one that forced her to call. I just want to say I love my friend. Shout out to Khalil, and please come to Florida on tour again. I know you went to Miami, but Orlando or Tampa, please.
Oh shit! Well, I am going back to Florida, but I'm going to Miami. All right, we'll consider Tampa. I'll think about Tampa.
Bro, we're gonna road trip. Yeah, we'll Tampa, please. It's an easier road trip.
Okay. All right, we'll think about it. Thank you guys very much, man. I'll hopefully see you around the universe. I've been sometimes I really want to tell people what to do. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about this, And if I could just like, I don't want to say things that people can then go back and look at how I've responded to calls in the past and go, well, you did this. I know. But I'm trying to see how deep I can get into a call without actually even telling anybody what to do. Because what the fuck do I know about what people who I've talked to for 5 minutes should do with their lives? But I hope that Sydney makes a decision that leads her to greater well-being in the future. I'll say that. Oh wait, shit! Fuck! I gotta do this. Dylan,
Yeah?
Dylan, I saw your call, and it says here that you were at the Seattle show. I do these live shows for context. I do live shows where I bring people on stage and talk with them. And you were at one of them, it says here, and you were on stage as the cowboy, and I remember you.
Yeah, the first one on stage for the first show.
And I'm glad you called in because I remember we talked on stage about you being a cowboy, and then this girl came on after you, and she was talking about how she was having these like relationship issues. And I said to her, I was like, what kind of guy do you want to be with? And then she looks at you, you're sitting back in the crowd, and she says, a cowboy.
That is exactly how it played out.
Okay. And then after the show, someone came up to me and they were like, yo, remember the two people that you interviewed? I just saw them in the lobby holding hands with each other. And I was like, well, all right. Cool. Fucking making little gecko babies here. So tell me your perspective of that situation.
Yes. Well, after you ran off the stage for the first show, I went over and I still had the alcohol on me. It was taking care of my concussion, so still had that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
But we went across the street to a bar, got a few drinks, talked for a little bit, and then she was very, very drunk, so I got her an Uber home. And I came back to your show. I snuck back into your second show. Sorry, I can Venmo you if you want.
No, you're perfect.
Pay for
you're perfect.
All right. Yeah. Snuck back into the second show, finished watching that show, and we texted for a little bit after the show. We went and got brunch Sunday. That was really good. But, I think she ghosted me.
Man, so you guys went on a little date after the show, and you got her an Uber home. That was nice of you. And then you guys went out to brunch?
Yeah, the Sunday after the show, like 2 Sundays ago, we went and got brunch. It was really nice. We had some oysters.
What'd you guys talk about over brunch? Well, that's such a funny way to meet somebody for a date. Is like in this very public way.
Oh, we talked about like what our interests were, some of her favorite comedians. You were one of them, and then another comedian by the name of Randy. We talked about where we grew up, how different our lives are. And it seemed like we were really clicking, just opposite worlds attract.
How was the vibe? Because both of you guys seemed like you were pretty intoxicated. And so you like met each other drunk. And then in the morning you had brunch and like met each other like sober for the first time. How was that vibe?
I would say the vibe was good. I mean, I didn't think it was awkward. I enjoyed myself. Granted, I did have a couple mimosas while we were at brunch.
Of course,
that may
yeah.
say something, but whatever. But I would say it was pretty good. You know, I talked her ear off. She talked my ear off. Ate some delicious oysters. So I thought it was a pretty good brunch.
Now, you feel as though she has ghosted you.
I do. Sadly, I do. So I texted her. Yeah.
You said what did you text her?
I texted her last Wednesday, and I was asking her if she was going to be busy this past weekend because I was going to go downtown, go to Pike's Marketplace, get some holiday shopping done. And I had never been to the top of the Needle before, so I went to the top of the Needle. And I was going to ask her to tag along. And Wednesday went by, Thursday went by, Friday came. I said, don't worry, take your time to answer. Saturday came and went. Sunday came and went. And it still is on delivered. So...
Dylan, I'll say a few things. First of all, listen, you had yourself just for whatever this, yes, it didn't end in, eternal love, but for whatever it's worth, this date and this time you had with this person that you met at this show. Hold on, I have to sneeze. Oh my God.
Bless you.
Okay. We'll cut that. Or maybe we'll keep it in. I don't know.
No, keep it.
You think I should keep it in?
I do. I really do. The people should hear.
For whatever it's worth, I think you had a very interesting experience, like meeting this person at the show, getting to know them, all that stuff. It seems like you had a good time. And if those drinks and holding hands in the lobby and the brunch afterwards was all you really got out of that moment, I say appreciate that for what it was. You had a nice time. It didn't turn into eternal love, except that you had the nice time. The moment was good. It gave to you what it had to give. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't spend so much time fixating on it. Because, that girl, we have no idea what is going on in her life. We got no idea how she's feeling. We have no idea if her not responding to you has anything to do with you. And even if it does, it doesn't matter. It's like there's so much to assume that any kind of assumption is unproductive. So if I were you,
yeah.
I would find a way to move on with my life and appreciate those moments for what they were.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, definitely top 10 stories of my life. Just the whole situation. But yeah.
See, I mean, that's the thing. It's like the story of it, the situation of it, in and of itself, was a valuable thing.
Learned a lot.
What'd you learn?
Gained valuable knowledge.
What did you learn, Dylan?
Keep expectations open. You never know who might say they're into cowboys.
Here's what we'll do. Next time I do a Geck date, I'm setting you up. All right? It worked once. It'll work again.
It did.
All right. When we come back to Seattle, I'm coming back to Seattle next year. We'll do something. I'll bring you back. We'll tell this story. We'll put you on a date on stage. We'll give you your redemption.
I'll wear my whole outfit. I'll wear my whole cowboy outfit next time.
Oh, please wear please wear the whole cowboy outfit. We'll do it again. I love this idea.
Absolutely. Put it in your calendar.
Anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go, Dylan?
be happy, be well, save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That's cool. I like the idea that two people went alone to my show and then went on a little adventure. I was doing my meet and greet, and this actually happened in a bunch of cities, where somebody would be like two people would be in the line, and I'd be like, "Are you guys here together?" And they'd be like, "Well, actually, we just met. We both came alone." And that shit made me so happy, because I was like, dude, I fucking go to shows by myself all the time. I do shit by myself all the time, and like to meet people when I go and do shit. And the idea that other people go alone and they meet people at my shit is fire. We'll redeem my boy. We'll get it. We'll find this cowboy some love. We'll make it happen.